were asked to name the first butterfly that came to mind, I bet you'd say the monarch. Probably because its beautiful orange, black, and white wings are so memorable. But there's more to this little creature than just good looks. Even though they appear delicate, monarch butterflies undertake the grueling task of migrating thousands of kilometers to Mexico each year. To survive the long trip, these butterflies will need to feed on nectar from wild-flowering plants. Problem is, some people consider these plants pesky weeds and use herbicides to get rid of them. How can you help? Look into ways of making your garden butterfly-friendly. Try planting butterfly weed, asters, and other flowering plants. And before you know it, many butterflies will be calling your backyard home. But that's just a start. When you go to hww.ca, you'll find out more about the monarch butterfly and get ideas on how to help protect Canada's wildlife. That's hww.ca. He's big, he's bold, he's a polar bear. And as much as we wouldn't want to run into him face to face, we also wouldn't want to see anything threaten his existence. Hard to believe an animal this big needs our help. But even though the polar bears live far away in the remote Arctic, we are having a negative impact on their lives. Our pollutants travel the oceans and atmosphere and enter their food chain. Plus, climate change is causing the ice they live on to melt earlier each spring. This makes it more difficult for the bears to catch their prey. If you're wondering how you can help, simple things like riding your bike, walking, or taking the bus instead of driving will do a lot for our environment and the polar bears. But that's just a start. If you go to hww.ca, you can learn more about polar bears and find ideas on how to help protect Canada's wildlife. That's hww.ca. You've seen a Canadian $1 coin, so you're probably familiar with the common loon. It's no surprise that this water bird represents our country. Have you ever sat by a lake and listened to the loon's haunting calls? You probably wonder what all the noise is about. Its calls can mean anything from, "I'm over here," to "stay away." Humans enjoy Canadian lakes just as much as loons do. But if we're not careful, the wake from our boats can destroy their nests. And lead sinkers and jigs can poison and kill loons if they swallow them. So here's how you can help. Keep boats away from nesting areas and swimming birds, especially ones with chicks too young to dive or fly away. And if you're fishing, use non-lead sinkers and jigs so you won't harm the loons. And that's just a start. If you go to hww.ca, you can learn more about loons and find ideas on how to help protect Canada's wildlife. That's hww.ca.
For many of us, the haunting call of the common loon on a still lake captures the essence of the Canadian wilderness. Most loons mate for life, returning to the same lake year after year. But development, pollution, and human recreation are chasing the loons from their natural habitat, threatening their future. To learn more about the loon and discover how you can help protect Canada's wildlife, visit hww.ca. The leatherback sea turtle is the largest reptile in the world. Up to 2 meters long and weighing as much as 550 kilos, this turtle roams many of the world's oceans in search of its favorite food, jellyfish. But this hulking giant may be fighting a losing battle against poaching, fishing gear, and garbage. To learn more about the leatherback and discover how you can help protect Canada's wildlife, visit hww.ca. The monarch's return after its long winter absence in Mexico and California is a sign that the Canadian summer has also returned. But because of environmental threats like pesticides and the loss of breeding habitat, the familiar orange, black, and white of Canada's best-known butterfly may become an uncommon sight. To learn more about the monarch and discover how you can help protect Canada's wildlife, visit hww.ca.